Fine. All right, good morning, folks. It is Tuesday morning, and it is the actually first Tuesday after the One Summit. I know some of you were not able to make it. In fact, the multiple people that were coming from the office, I think one person ended up being able to make it, even though several others were scheduled. Unfortunately, things prevented them from coming over there. I want to share with you some information about the summit this year. It was quite an adventure. It was the 2025 summit. It is the 20th anniversary of Realty One Group, and they wanted to focus on international franchises and make sure that they had an easier journey getting to the summit. So here you can see a couple of photos. Obviously, you guys might recognize Lloyd there. I hope all of you will recognize Cuba next to both of us, and that's Lloyd's wife, Kim, next to me. But in the middle, I don't know how many of you know who I'm standing next to. If you were a participant in one of the One Prime Times, and now I'm totally going to forget her name, both these ladies' names. But at any rate, the one on the left side of the photo is an incredible uh, agent in, I believe, the North Carolina area. She calls herself Cruella DeVille. No, she calls herself, well, she does use that, and that's why the black and white. She has a huge following, has a great one prime time. I encourage all of you to go look for it. It is, I believe, from February. She talks about farming your own neighborhood. And the woman on the other side of me, on the right side of the picture, is our very own Queen of Culture. She is actually in Arizona. Folks don't know that. She is based in Tucson at Realty One Group Integrity. And if you watch any of our Instagram for Realty One Group, you see her posts all over the place. This photo was taken at the women's luncheon. So I got a chance to grab them and take a quick photo. I am going to go over some of what occurred at the summit, and I'll even show you some slides from some of the meetings. Obviously, I don't have 2.5 days to share with you what I was able to be inundated with. But if you've never been to a summit, they literally take over wherever they are. This is literally artwork that gets put up. This is the hotel, which is where the summit was. This is the Eden Rock. And so they put all of these graphics up a beautiful tile wall, and they are able to modify the wall in the Eden Rock. You can see the Stronger Together, and then, whoops, get another page here. Again, this is where one of the elevator banks was between the Eden Rock and whatever the hotel next to it. They were combined. So depending on which floor you're on, you're at a different hotel. But you can see up on top, it's the Summit 2025 Miami, one with the Our New Era. If you've not heard that yet, you will hear that a lot. That is the new graphic for Realty One Group as we head into our 21st year. This is from my phone just to show you there was an app. And I'm not, I'll show you just a couple of these things. These were tickets, the base camp. So franchise owners and managers arrived a day early to do what's called One Base Camp. It's working on the back end systems, so we get an opportunity to network and have education specific to the platform for brokers and owners. I'm managing brokers and owners, as well as, like I said, myself as a managing broker. The One Lux networking, thanks to this office, I was invited to the One Lux networking because, of course, we have two of the top luxury agents across the country in our very own office. So I attended that and got a chance to meet people. I was hoping to have some of the One Lux pins, but we had a little snafu, and we'll get those later. One Walk was what we did do a walk on the beach this year, and this we are always giving back. This says learning with heart and love. And right now, if you're not following what's going on, we are doing a food drive, so we hope that everybody will participate. Bring in some food before actually next week, so we can get it to our local Paradise Valley food bank here. Again, you can see how they decorate the doors to go into this. This is all wrap that gets put onto these doors for the, 4 days that we're there. We did have a white and gold welcome party. In the past, they've done a final party that is a huge blowout black and gold party. This year, they did opening night as a white and gold on the beach. And I'll show you some photos from that a little bit later. So, look, I have an hour to try and share with you some of these things. I was only able to attend so many sessions. I also had to work on registration and other things for Realty One Group, so I was not able to get to all of these. But the biggest thing and biggest difference from the past conferences to this conference, in Las Vegas, we were in a huge room with big name entertainment, motivational speakers. It was rocking and rolling all day long. And then at the end, we would do a day with a couple of these little hour sessions or 40-minute sessions. They flipped that up this year. And I have to say, while I loved the entertainment, don't get me wrong, this was about learning. This was about our agents. This was about our brokers. This was about making sure tools and resources for you were available. So you'll see from 9 to 9:40, this is just a few of the options that you had available to you. Converting more, complying always, listing playbook for agents. Literally, what do you need to do to get that listing and get it converted into actual clients for you, right? Ricky Camus is the president of Epic Lending. We can get this here if you guys would like. He does this presentation, has done it before. Discipline beats motivation every damn day. So we can ask him to come in. Carrie Azerbadi, if you have not watched any of the One Prime Times, Carrie is a coaching specialist, but she's the one with Kathy Baker that hosts those One Prime Times. Profit from Your Wisdom, The Mentor's Edge. You will hear a lot about mentoring, coaching, and those opportunities that are coming up in the coming months. The One Marketplace Money Machine, that was a broker session. Power to Connect and Grow, Growing AI, and Zone Pro. That is something you guys need to know. AI has combined in your zone, so you will have an opportunity to learn more about that. We will get some sessions here on how AI has been integrated into our zone system to assist you. The success and by the way, Arcadius Arc is what we call him. He is a Realty One Group. He's our VP of technology. He's the one that has created this entire back-end system that you guys use. Incredible guy and amazing programs that they continue to build on. Dustin is a broker owner of one of our Realty One franchises. The Success Engine builds systems that scale. And that's not just for broker owners. Oftentimes they have these conversations and presentations for team leads. How do you build systems that you can expand, right? So these are things, these were conversations and presentations. Those were only an hour long or 40 minutes long. Then we went to the 10 o'clock hour. By referral only, the secret to stress-free pipeline. Reminder Media, we've had Luke, well, I don't think Luke was here. We had somebody from Reminder Media. Those of you that don't remember, that was the magazine that you can buy, the magazine that's customized for you that you can then send out. We've had them as a presenter here before. They were one of the sponsors of the summit. So they were there. Lead generation strategies with AI. Okay, that's the second time I've said AI. How many bets? There's going to be more. Neighborhood domination. That's it. Darlene is the woman I was standing next to. And Darlene moved into her neighborhood, I think 7 or 8 years ago. The neighborhood was not completed. She moved in as the area was being built out. They did not even have a clubhouse. She started, I think, with an Easter egg hunt on her front lawn the first year, and went from there. I think she said she has 4 listings a month in her neighborhood. There are other realtors in her neighborhood, by the way, but she does about 7 events a year, including her final event, which is a concert to benefit veterans in her community, a very big part of her community. And it is like literally a rock and roll concert that she gets people to come. She does pay, but for some of the entertainers, but she gets a lot donated, and all the money and proceeds go back to the Veterans Association in her community. It is huge. And so she's very much somebody to watch. Like I said, we have a one prime time in one university if you want to take a peek at what she has presented in the past. It went on with some of these were broker sessions. So the organized operator, system structure and sanity for scaling brokerages, right? So if you're starting your own brokerage, you're starting here. How do you begin to add more agents and then get to a point where you're doubling and doubling again and doubling again so you can grow? Video victories, selling more standout. So people that are using video and how they're using video was a great presentation from what I understand. You have one job and it's not selling homes. This is a broker owner. Usually for the broker owner, that conversation is on recruiting. But my guess is that they were talking about agents and selling yourself because, right, that's what you're actually selling. Then the 11 o'clock hour started with 215 deals and counting, 3 marketing pillars dominating in 2025. Again, this is Luke from Reminder Media. So about marketing and how you're able to get the word out and what is working. Champagne Closings, Unlocking Luxury Real Estate by Bob Bronswick. He is one of our managing partners at Premier. Looking at the different things in the luxury market, you will see that we're talking about AI. There's a bunch on luxury. And then you're going to see on the next day, commercial, which is rolling out. Keep them close, 11 proven ways to retain top agents. That's a broker session. So he shared what they were doing as a brokerage for their company to try and retain their agents. So meet Otto. So Otto is OneSuite's AI assistant. So again, I told you that we're getting AI integrated into the zone, and here is the first place it's going to roll out is with the OneSuite. For those that don't know, that's your free website. It ties to your website and to your CRM. So when you're trying to write letters, you now have AI integrated into the OneSuite. That's all free, folks. It's already included for you. But that was a session on how that works. We will be working with our education folks to get some details on how these are working because I have not used Otto yet, but it is being integrated in there. What if how to innovate out of insanity? What a great topic subject, right? Okay, your health, your business, health insurance in 2026, and how to get the right plan. I want to make sure it's clear because I know a couple of you are new agents, and on our brochure it says 10-99. There's not supposed to be a dash in there. It's 1099 employees, which are all of you because you get 1099s. We have health insurance available from Arcwood that you can purchase. So you are right now in your health insurance period to look at health insurance options. This is specific for realtors, okay? So you guys do have options. It is on your OneZone. Go in there and type in health insurance and you will see how to reach Arcwood and learn more. They also have a 401k option that you can set up. Team building best practices workshop. And then look, there's the AI advantage. Future-proof your real estate career. Okay, then that evening we went out for the one walk. And no, this is not going to be the whole thing. I'm actually going to show you some stuff, but I'm trying to get through just so you can see all the different things were going on. It was an incredible opportunity to take deep dives into different subjects. So on November 4th, we started with Blueprint to Breakthrough, Building the Business You Desire, which was a broker session. Borderless business, working with international buyers. We are in 27 countries right now. I'm not sure that even includes the Philippines. We just opened in the Philippines. So, and we are expanding in the Caribbean, in Mexico, all around the world. We've got something like 55 more franchises lined up to open up, not this year, but over the next probably 6, 8 months. Then we had Alex, our general legal counsel, talk about the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, the do's and don'ts. Hopefully you joined us when he spoke to us directly. Then Savag, who is our, deals with growth marketing non-negotiables to fuel your business growth. Things like stronger together, thriving in real estate as a family. Folks, we have a lot of people that are in real estate and are a family working together. So it was specifically talking about how you work as a family and run your own team there in real estate. Here is where commercial started to roll out, building big strategies for commercial real estate leaders. CEO mindset, scaling success in small markets. It's funny, I've been on some of these broker calls and I end up listening to this conversation. I'm a little puzzled, and it's hard for us to remember here in Arizona with something like 50, 65,000 agents, right? Some of these brokerages are in states that probably don't have more than 10,000 agents. Like, it's a very small footprint for real estate. So, they're talking about growing their business and they're talking about adding, 10, maybe 15 agents. I mean, in our offices here in the corporate offices, we're trying to add 10 agents a month. Doing 10 or 15 a year would seem like, okay, well, that would be really easy for us. But so, we got to remember Realty One Group is spread all around the world. And a lot of these offices, everybody's a different size, different composite, depending on, their neighborhood and their state. Chat GPT, Google, and social media, the future of digital marketing. Look, that AI, there's Chat GPT again. Growing your brokerage through agent attraction. This was a broker session. Then RPR. This is the one I'm going to show you some slides from. RPR Unlocked, the AI advantage for real estate professionals. An amazing presentation. I am going to reach out to RPR to see if we can get them to come do a presentation here. I am telling you, folks, you need to look at this. We'll talk about this in a few minutes. Tailored for you, your guide to growth-focused tech stack, not stock, that's stack. It's understanding your technology. Taylor Christensen is our VP of Marketing and Partnerships. She's the one that helps bring in these different vendors to partner with us. And by the way, they review literally probably 100 different companies every year. They are inundated. If you and I thought our inboxes were filled with companies asking to come to my office meetings to, oh, we just want to provide the agents with this, this, this. No, no, no. You want our agents to bring you business. That's what they want, right? So it's give and take. And Taylor is the one that actually reviews those to make sure that they are providing a tool and resource for your business that is going to be valuable to you, okay? So content that sounds like you, feels like you. This was from RoomView, and I actually am not quite sure what that was about. I did not attend that one. We went on at the 11 o'clock hour, Graduating to Greatness, the One University Experience. Hopefully all of you have been in the One University and taken a peek at some of the new changes there. Here we go. Meet Otto. I hinted to it earlier. OneSuite's AI assistant is called Otto. And that is up. I believe it is up and running now. I think Otto is on there. Then the agent magnet method, recruiting the one way. One more in the 11 o'clock hour, the power to connect and grow, coaching AI and Zone Pro, again by ARC, our VP of technology. Then if you'll notice the afternoon, you may not have noticed this before, but the afternoon ones were 2-hour sessions and where we really got into AI. Some of these repeated. The AI town hall literally had people standing, bursting out of those doors, and it was a room that seated at least 200 or 300 people. It was just packed. Then we did Realty One Group commercial preview. I ended up not getting over there because I stayed in that AI meeting. There you'll see Lloyd again. One of the things on that one, the white and gold party was a tribute to the flags for all of our international franchise owners. So they were there. This is what the party looked like. Yes, that is the beach beyond those palm trees. We did actually have there, you can see it before it got dark. They had all sorts of things floating in pools. I don't think I have the photo of um, the woman in a, you know how they have the rolling balls and things. So woman went into a rolling ball onto the water and danced in the water in a little ball. It was very cool. Okay, I said I was going to get to a couple of these, and one of the first is RPR. Does anybody know what RPR stands for? So, and anybody online want to tell me? Anybody here in person? And we're gonna,
Something.
huh?
Is it rapid?
Mm-mm,
Rapid something? No?
It's
mm-mm.
the realist property.
Realtors.
People.
Realtors Property Resource. How many of you have used RPR?
Done.
Oh, yeah, that all the time was quite humorous. Somebody's in the chat, guys. I cannot actually see the chat.
I use it all the time.
Okay. Thank you. That is great because you are ahead of the game. Whoops, I don't know why that's not moving to the next slide. There we go. So if you are not aware, RPR is provided to you if you are a realtor. I actually had somebody explain to a new agent that one of the biggest losses if you did not go the realtor route was the access to RPR. And so it is a national parcel centric, meaning the property database of residential and commercial properties. It is built for realtors. There is no consumer access. The public cannot access this, and there is no additional cost to you. It is a free resource you have if you are a realtor. So these are, I did not do the whole thing mostly because trying to get my slides, it was kind of amusing. So I'm gonna try to move this up here out of the way. So RPR now has AI in RPR. So one of the comments they made is AI is only good as its data and the prompt. You'll hear that on another AI conversation, which I'll bring up here. What consumers are getting is national and regional data, generic sources, and outdated information. Okay. Vague questions equal vague answers. The opportunity is that agents who provide authoritative, local, real-time insights win. You have access to that. Agents must position themselves as the source AI should be pulling from. The more you are pulling the most current data and have that available, then people are going to pull you as the source of that data and continue to be able to see that. Oops. So these are just some of the things that RPR has on there, right? Trade area and economic stats, school and neighborhood insights, listing data, shareable market trends, nationwide public records. There's over 165 million properties on RPR. How are realtors using RPR? And folks realize that I think two of you, of all of you, said that you're using it currently. I'm not going to read this map, right? There are a lot of ways you can use RPR. And any of you, you can try to see if that QR code works right now. I don't know if it's still valid, but I would check to see. If not, just go to RPR. The 50 ways to use RPR is on the RPR system, so you can get that, right? So these are facts. Year to date in 2025, there were 16 million engaged sessions with RPR. So if you're not using it, what are you using to pull your data, right? 514,000 unique users. There is something out there if you're not using, you need to start looking at, right? And by the way, the AI actually is rolling out right now. We were getting a preview at the meeting. It is on your phone. You will have access on your phone to be able to do CMAs and market trends all from your phone and send them to your clients direct from your phone. Okay. How valuable is that? Somebody calls you and wants to know about a property. you can go right onto RPR, pull up that data, and be able to send out a CMA directly from there.
It's an app too for your phone.
Yep,
The RPR app.
So.
RPR app. And AI is going to be on there so you can work with that data and make it sound like you, right? Connect it and make sure it's got your voice. But there's a whole bunch of stuff there. So here I'm going to shift over to AI because again, you heard AI was in so many of those presentations. I ask, how are you using it? So again, I'm not giving you all the slides. I just grabbed some of these, but the focus of this presentation talked about get 2 hours of your day back because you can then spend that time face to face with clients or doing your lead generation activity because AI can save you hours in your day. They talked about the 5 stages of the AI evolution, right? In 2022, chatbots started. 2024, there was more reasoning links and how AI was integrated with us. In 25 and 26, we have AI agents, right? We're creating secondary agents. I love the comment, right? How many of you would like to clone yourself? Look, 15 years ago, I wanted to clone myself. Little did I know it would be possible in 2025, right? The idea is not that you can clone yourself, but you can clone parts of you to do things faster and with more integrity and discernment for data, right? They're projecting that in the future, the next stage is for innovators working with AI. And the 5th is going to be organizations. So keep that in mind as you look at this. So does everybody know what LLM stands for? Large language model. I did not understand this. So, a lot of us, some of us are like, I don't like AI, right? Because AI systems are trained on a vast amount of information. The part of the problem is that information may not be correct. So the more we can have correct information out there, the better the data we're going to get back. It can understand and generate human-like responses across text, images, code, and other content types. Kind of interesting. Okay, so some of those LLMs you may have heard of, Gemini 2.5, ChatGPT 5, Claude 4.5, and Grok 4. Those are all LLMs. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
They all work off of that same type of content. The AI agent revolution, right? So this is where I was saying you could clone a part of you. It's not really cloning you, but it's part of you.
Mm-hmm.
So the content strategist, the researcher, the person that sits there and delves into data, the outline writer, the copywriter, and the editor, right? So you can create a specific task-oriented agent of yourself, right? An AI agent for you in one of those areas. You don't create one that does all of it. You create one that does a task. And then you go to that AI agent and say, hey, Kim, you're my researcher. Can you please delve in? And I need this researched. And you leave Kim alone to do that research. And you come back and there's a nice little report or a huge report that you get back, right? So that's how people are using AI, right? So the AI revolution, again, in 2014, it was tasks. 2023 was an operator. What are these dates? I'm like, I'm not even sure. 02, why do we have 23 and then 02? Oh, well, deep research and then agent mode, right? 2025 is about agent mode, getting these different agents to do things for you.
Maybe those are months of 2025,
I don't,
like January 14th, January 23rd, February 2nd.
maybe they were months of this year. And then
Oh.
July 25th. That's possible.
Hmm.
I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
kind of weird.
It's an odd way to set that up, but that's fine. Deep research kind of reference that, right? Multi-step web searches and source-backed synthesis to deliver comprehensive cited insights on complex queries. When you pose your prompt, you add, please cite where you got this data from, and you will have a full appendix that shows where these things were cited from. This information just doesn't come out of, nowhere, but part of your prompt needs to say, cite your references, right? So you can then reference back to those. So here is kind of some of the ideas. They were giving us things to prompt a first-time home buyer's guide deep research, right? So you wanted to create the ultimate first-time home buyer's guide for these people, whoever it is. So you want to conduct an in-depth research to develop a comprehensive guide titled First-Time Home Buyer's Guide, right? Designed from the perspective of a seasoned realtor in Langley, British Columbia, right? This guide should address every facet of the home buying journey and mortgage process for first-time buyers in Langley and the broader Fraser Valley region, right? You might say in North Scottsdale or in 85254 or, in the West Valley or in Sun City. You define where you want that process, right? Content must be locally informed, data-driven, incorporate the latest policy updates, and present actionable insights paired with compelling storytelling that resonates with new buyers. That's a prompt, folks. You could add, and please cite references if you wanted to, right? But that's how you design a prompt to get that research. Now, you need to go onto one of the platforms that does the research, not just the quick response. And there are some of them are specific for that. So this is interesting. The 80-15-5 rule for Chat GPT, 80% of it is a brain dump, right? It's like, dump all that. And then 15% is crafting and polishing, and 5% is quality control. Please, please, please. I have seen agents, nobody in the room or online, that have, don't know what I mean, that have taken AI, copied and pasted it, and did not read through what was said. You got to read through it. You got to make sure it comes from your voice and sounds like you. You can always go back. You can say, hey, be a little snarky. It's fine and it's fun. But then reread what words are in there and make sure they're the words you want out there, right? So I loved this 6 elements of a perfect prompt: task, context, model, persona, format, and voice. Sorry, they're being funny here. So again, take a photo of that slide if you want. If you are unfamiliar with AI, here is a great way to get started for how to set up a prompt. Prompts are not 1 or 2 sentences. Prompts are 1, 2, or 3 paragraphs long, depending on what you are looking for. The more you define what you're looking for, the better the data you're going to get back that you can then use. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm watching my time. Okay, so again, just more of the lobby of the hotel. So this was, again, you've heard the Our New Era, the one. That is actually a mural with photos of those of us. You can see the black ones where people were still putting photos on. I don't know if you can see, but the top middle one is actually me. And I am somewhere actually kind of in the center near where the angle of that N is. You can see the angle of the N below me, and I'm up there right in that center area. It's kind of fun. So they did create the mural. It was completely filled at the end of the conference. That was early on. Again, some of the new graphics for Our New Era, trying to shape our new era. So let's see. All right. Well, I actually did this faster than I expected. So this is kind of fun. I don't know how many of you were on the one prime time meeting that we had last week after my office meeting. We went directly into the one prime time and talked about what next year is going to look like. There is not going to be one summit. I think they were originally going to have 11 of these regional events. I think we're now at 25 with 5 international ones. The Philippines are not listed there, but they're already set up to do stuff in the Philippines as well. Of course, Arizona is having one. We may have more than one. They are planning on doing probably a day-long event If you guys have ideas of where they should look at doing it here, it can't be a small venue. It's going to have to be a slightly larger one being in Arizona. But it is not just for Realty One Group. It is going to be for outside agents to learn about Realty One Group and what we have to offer. But it will be, my guess is very similar to the days that we just saw, with the day-long presentations and information, as well as some top name presenters. And I did skip over and meant to add the slides. We were not allowed to take photos of either Brian Buffini or Tony Robbins. They were in we were in a theater. It was an incredible experience. We had at least an hour-long conversation with Brian Buffini. We will be seeing more from Buffini and the 100 Days to Greatness coming directly to you here locally. Tony Robbins, I am working on getting a date. Tony Robbins folks are coming to present. If you want to be a part of the Tony Robbins training, either virtually or in person in Miami next year, it's a huge 4-day event. So that is something that you can certainly take advantage of. We're hoping to have that Tony Robbins event in December. So we're trying to work that out. But my guess is these regional one talks are going to be about coaching. You can see 1U business coaching. They're going to focus on the agent, making sure you have access to those tools that will help you build your business and, again, get into this AI and understand how to use it. So since we have time, I will tell you that one of the things is a challenge. What is your unword for 2026? Find an unword that you can focus on for next year. My unword for 2025, by the way, was unwavering. And I think I've actually done pretty well with that this year. So
Unmarried.
Yeah, oh, we shouldn't do.
good one. Okay. How about your business? Okay. That was good, Coey. So, Kathy Baker was having trouble, and actually jumped in finally at this point, and she said, mine is unmuted because I finally could get the unmute because she was muted on her drive. She finally got it unlocked. And Kuba was like, yeah, you can't have unmuted. Pick another one, Kathy, but that's fine. So, and these are not the only unwords that are out there. There are actually a lot of unwords if you ever look in the dictionary, but seriously, think about what is a word that will define your 2026 that you want to live up to, become, express yourself. So think about it, because I do think it is an interesting way to look at the year ahead and about your focus and your business practices. So enjoy that little challenge. I do think, that is my last one. I'll go back to this. So, wow, I sped through that. Sorry. I was afraid with all those things I was going to have way, way too little time. So, questions, comments, anybody on the RPR? I know somebody online said you were using RPR. How do you use it? They left. Okay.
So I've been using it for about 8 years, and I use it every single time someone has a question about a property. And I think for 1 second that I could make them my client or I could serve them, I'm generating a report, period.
Okay. Did you know it's now has a mobile app?
I did not know that, and I'm very excited. I'm going to get right off this and go check it out for sure.
All right. There was somebody else online that was making a comment that's also using it.
I've used it a couple of times, but I don't think I use it very effectively. So is there do they have a good training out there on it?
I'm sure actually on the program they have some videos, recent videos that are on there, but I am going to try and get somebody from RPR out here to teach it locally so that we can have somebody in person. We'll try and do something at upstairs in the training center of Rock Title and get that training for us. Because based on what this guy was talking about, I mean, I had never seen some of what he was showing us. I was like, wow, this is cool. So I think like you, I've used it in the past, but I don't think I was very effective with it. So with the new AI features that are rolling out literally this month, that will be really kind of cool to see how you can integrate that with your business. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
And the,
It's walking me through right now. Like, I'm on it right now and just started it. Walks you through everything. It kind of, every button you click says want us to show you how to do this.
so are you in the training video of it?
No, I just typed in the address of one of my listings and then it pulls up CMAs, map locations. It shows
Okay,
you-
so he went in and put one of his listings in and was able to pull up data and it shows you how it works. So yeah, there are training videos though on there. You can go on to RPR and look for training and or put a question mark training videos because there are some. But he said it's showing you how to use it anyway. So okay.
So you said that this is nationwide, so you're not limited to just what's in the MLS for Phoenix.
Correct. And I'll tell you what, when somebody used to come into an open house and say, "Oh yeah, we've got our home is for sale in, Idaho." I'm like, "Oh, really? That's interesting." Instead of going to Zillow, I would always go to RPR and pull up that address. Really, what's your address? Okay, great. Thank you. And go back and verify their information. Like, you always love how people say, "Oh yeah, I have a $500,000 home." Really? That's fascinating. Okay. And it's the, $100,000 property that's in the backwoods. It's like, yeah, you don't have a $500,000 property, right? Like, okay. So I would always verify what people were telling me using RPR because it is nationwide, right? And so you actually have the ability to look at stuff in other states. So it is a very valuable tool. Again, like you said, I don't think I ever used it to its fullest potential. And I'm really excited about some of the changes that they've made to it. So
It's a lot of stuff.
yeah, there's a lot of data in there. Yes, there is a lot of data in there. We've got a newer agent that had never seen it before. So that's awesome. I'm so excited for that. I want to make sure people know, both online and in person, please help donate to the food bank. We are donating to our local Paradise Valley PV food bank. It's located locally right here. It is not very far from us. It services the families within the Paradise Valley School District boundaries, which are 95 square miles. It's not a small area at all. And it is the organization that actually is behind the backpacks that go to students that are struggling and are probably, I don't know if they're actually Title I, classified as Title I. I just know that they're students in need. And they're given backpacks on Friday with food to go home to make sure they have food over the weekend. So they do some incredible services, and it's a very, very teeny tiny food bank here, folks. I love giving to the larger food banks, but this is going to stay right here in our community, feed those that are in need. And so we really want to help support that. We've got a box up front. If you can bring donations, we'd love it. Need to bring them in by next Tuesday so we can get them out there and over to the food bank. So actually, I think we need them by Friday, don't we? I think we need them by Friday of this week. So you've got a few more days. You can go on the Amazon and have them drop shipped to us. You might still have time to get them here by Friday. So please let us know, okay? Other things coming up, watch your calendar for December. We've got, we're going to do an ornament exchange, and we are going to do a fun, kind of a happy hour holiday gathering. We are not going back to enchiladas this year. For a variety of reasons. One, we did not the last 2 years have enough people to actually use the space that we got. Last year I was trying so hard to get the 100 people to stay there. We cannot go back into that space. We would end up in one of the small banquet rooms, and I just don't want to do that. But also we're kind of changing it up and focusing on more neighborhood, getting people together so they can visit. So we're probably going to do a happy hour. We're still trying to decide whether that's going to be here or whether we're going to find another venue for it nearby. So hold on to that thought. but we will do the ornament exchange here again. That was a blast for those that participated, and we hope to see you guys soon. Any other questions? I'm going to stop. Have a great great Thanksgiving next week. If I don't talk to you, I will have a Tuesday training, and I don't actually know what that's going to be on. We'll see. So have a great week and great Thanksgiving if I don't talk to you soon.